What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another late night in the BrewLab with me, Lone Fox, your brewmaster in chief. And tonight in the BrewLab, I'm coming at you with a Boros deck. And I did a little bit of legwork on it yesterday, and the initial version was actually Werewolves Mono Red. The point was I stole this idea from Croakies, and he still hasn't put it up on his channel yet, so I thought, let's rush it out before him, and of course BrewLabify the thing and make it a bit more my own. So without further ado, let's jump into tonight's brew. I'm calling it DelAngel. If you haven't guessed already, it's because we got a couple copies of Delina. Actually 3 copies of Delina, the Wild Mage. But we'll get there. I'm going to do the usual. Take it from the top. Describe the deck for you from left to right. Explain to you why it is that I've picked the cards to go in the deck. How it is that they synergize with the other cards, if at all. And, you know, what some of the various play lines and interactions might be. Then we're going to jump into some gameplay footage and hopefully illustrate as many of those play lines and interactions for you against some opponents in lower diamond. And we'll jump back in at the end with my final thoughts, overall deck review, potential modifications, and upgrades. We've got a couple copies of Boon of Safety, just as a way of saving our creatures from destroy type effects. It gets a shield counter, and I like that you get to scry a little bit. There's lots of Doom Scars going around, so between Valorous Stance and Boon of Safety, we should be okay. Then, got 3 copies of Barbarian Class. Now, this synergizes, of course, with Delina. If you guys don't remember that far back with the Adventures in the Forgotten Realms set, they had this rolling of d20 dices. So if the first level, if you would roll 1 or more dice, instead you roll that many dice plus 1 and ignore the lowest roll. So whenever Delina Wild Mage attacks, you choose a target creature you control and roll a d20. So you get to basically pick the best roll every time, which is really good with Delina. And level 2 is also really nice. Whenever you roll 1 or more dice, target creature you control gets +2/+0 and gains menace until the end of turn. So also really, really nice. And then the third chapter is what we're really after here. Creatures you control have haste. So, you know, your Reflection of Kikijiki can activate a turn early because it enters the battlefield. Usually you then have to wait until the next turn before you can start copying things. Nope, now we've got haste, you can copy things straight away. Of course, our main target for copying both of the Delina and the Kikijiki is the Righteous Valkyrie. The cool thing about Delina, though, is that she can copy non-legendaries, and she can copy legendaries, because the copy that enters the battlefield is not legendary, so it doesn't have the legendary rules. So you can even copy Giada, which is really, really cool, and you can copy herself. Really, really cool. So yeah, that's why we've gone for this 3 and 3, Barbarian Class and Delina. Then we've got some Strangles in here, a little bit of early removal, 3 damage, target creature Planeswalker, brand new card from Streets of New Capenna, really, really nice. I could have gone for like the more instant speedy stuff, but usually we're playing out stuff every turn, and we're more kind of reactive with our removal in this deck, unfortunately. There is a couple copies of Valorous Stance which can destroy target creature with toughness 4 or greater at instant speed, but the rest of the removal is... hello, server? That was weird. Yeah, so... And the other stuff at this point on the curve that is 1 mana does 2 damage. This does 3, so I decided to try out the Strangle instead. Then we start off with our Angels. In the 2-drop slot, we've of course got a full playset of the new card Giada, Font of Hope, and a full playset of Youthful Valkyrie. Something interesting to note, especially for you guys who are still playing Paper Magic, these cards seem to be clearly that this one should cost more. But from what I've seen on social media and stuff today, the Youthful Valkyrie is actually trading higher. I guess there's like more limited supplies or whatever. So if you're into that sort of stuff, maybe you should snap up some copies of this guy, because it's something like $6-7 right now. But yeah, so Giada, whenever another angel enters the battlefield and Giada's in play, it'll get an additional +1/+1 counter on it for each angel you already control. So of course, if you're copying the Righteous Valkyrie with Delina, and you manage to get like 3 or 4 rolls that are higher than 15, then you're really in business, because each subsequent one comes in bigger than the last, and that'll really help you get above that 27 life threshold that Righteous Valkyrie needs. And then all of the Righteous Valkyries buff each other and they become like 2020s. I've done like 60 damage plus in one turn. It's really quite fantastic. So yeah, those are our 2-drop Angels. We've talked about Valorous Stance, being able to save our stuff and a little bit of removal. Then I've gone for a couple copies of Rip Apart because I still do run up against a lot of Naya runes. And I did want some ways of dealing with the occasional artifact or enchantment. And if we're playing a different matchup, I like the versatility. It can deal 3 damage to target creature or planeswalker. If this had been instant speed like Vanishing Verse, which comes from the same set, they did a few of those in that set where it's like 2 color cards that have 2 options. Vanishing Verse is just the one, but you know what I mean. Like these, for each of the classes that we had in that set, this was for Lorehold. If this had been instant speed, probably would have been rare. But anyway, still love Rip Apart. Whenever I can jam it in a deck, I do. Then, full playset of Righteous Valkyrie. Doesn't need to be reintroduced. Most busted card ever from Kaldheim. And our main copying target for both the Kiki-Jiki and Delina, as I've already mentioned. Another way we have of giving haste to things that isn't the level 3 of Barbarian Class is also a couple copies of Angelfire Ignition. You can put 2+1/+1 counters on target creature against Vigilance, Trample, Lifelink, Indestructible, and Haste until end of turn. So sometimes, you have enough mana to play the Delina and cast Angelfire Ignition onto the Delina. That's at 7 mana. It's usually not the way it goes, but more often than not, it's the reflection of Kiki-Jiki. It enters the battlefield at the beginning of your upkeep or whatever, and then you still have all your mana open, and then you cast Angelfire Ignition on the reflection of Kiki-Jiki, and it can give, it can start copying something straight away. It is a bit of a pity, because then you have to tap it, so you don't get to attack with, or, you could attack, then tap, but then you can't attack with the things that it copied, tough one, but still it's just a fantastic card to put on anything really, just to make them a bit bigger. And also, the Vigilance is fantastic against the Wandering Emperor and all sorts of reasons, so just loving Angelfire Ignition still. And this one's going to be around until after rotation, so going to be playing a lot more of this card. I love it. Which brings us to our 4 drops. We got 1 Legion Angel, which means there's 3 more in the side. This one I'm definitely going to miss after it rotates. It's one of the cards from Zendikar Rising that I really, really love. And it's, of course, a fantastic angel. You can drop it on top of Giada. It's another great copy target because the new, the copy that enters the battlefield will still trigger its enter the battlefield effects. You can grab another one out of the sideboard. Great card. And Delina we've touched upon already. The rolls we're trying to get every time are above 14, so 15 to 20 means you get an additional creature. If you get 1 to 14, then you only get to copy the 1, but it's still pretty nice. Of course, if you've got the level 2, then usually give the Menace to Delina, because it is required that she attacks in as well, and she only has 2 toughness, so she often just gets removed. And or blocked and killed. That's also why we have the Boon of Safety and the Valorous Stance, and maybe the Angelfire Ignition, just to try and make sure that she can survive for more than just 1 attack step, in case we fizzle and only get to make 1 copy of the creature and nothing really happens, and then they block it and she dies, and then our entire game plan just falls apart. So try and keep your Delina alive if possible. Which brings us to our final card in the deck, Showdown of the Skalds. Probably in my top 3 or 5 favorite cards from Kaldheim. Freaking love this card, and whenever I can jam it, I do. So also fantastic card advantage engine, which we don't have much other ways of drawing cards, other than the chapter 2 of Fable of the Mirror Breaker, which also requires you to discard. This is just straight up card advantage, and putting +1/+1 counters on everything is obviously fantastic. And that's the deck. As far as the mana base, nothing special going on. 1 Den, 1 Cave, 1 Seat, 1 Crucible, some basics and some duels. Kind of standard BrewLab stuff. Let's jump into some games. It's not a final version yet. I'm still tinkering. What we'll do is we'll make some adjustments on the fly. Let's play a couple matches with this version. I want to tinker with some numbers. Maybe take out the Angelfire Ignition and, go a little bit lower on the Delinas and the Barbarian classes. That should give us more space for removal or other interaction, or maybe put in like some an Elspeth at the top end. We'll have to see. I'm still kind of tinkering with this one, but that is a great opening hand. Yokan. Depending on what he plays, because I mean today I went up against, at one point, I promise you can go look this up on my Untapped if that information is on there, but otherwise you'll just have to take my word for it. But I literally played six Esper control decks in a row. Here we go again. Ooh. 6 in a row. Of course CGB put out an Esper control deck today. Here we go again. Creature decks are still, and that's a Doomscar. Guaranteed. Guaranteed. I'm not about to play out my other spells. Vanishing Verse on my Barbarian Class, maybe. I am so sick of it, man. It's just insane. They've always got a second one in hand. It's the worst freaking rubbish. Okay, so. Let's see what happens. Love the haste. Hasty Angels. Whoo! Hey. Stinky Esper got mana screwed. Makes me so happy. Hey, look guys, don't get me wrong. Like, everyone should just play whatever the hell they want to play. It's a free world. And, you know, every strategy in Magic is a worthy one. It's just, it's not my preferred playstyle. And right now, control is so strong, so strong. I like, creature decks are so screwed. You really need that elite spellbinder or like Talia, but I don't want to just play mono white all the time still. And like, what else can you do? Tameo is safekeeping, now the new shield counter thing that I've got there, but it's tough, man. It's really tough. That's a mulligan. Not any better at all. Bunch of 4-drops. Woohoo! Ah yeah, humans. Comes the elite spellbinder. No? Woo. Okay, no snakeskin veils, no Tameos, at least in his hand at that moment in time. There it is. I knew he had it. Could just be Alana and Helena right now, which is pretty devastating, to be honest. Knew it! Fortunately for us, we have a way around that. Off the bat. 19. Woo. Boom. Get stuffed. Alana and Helena. Naya, humans. One of the older decks from, you know, Kamigawa standard, still making a strong appearance. They got the new land. They just put the land in. That's it. Boop. Maybe one or two of them is running Mr. Cabaretti, but I don't think so, because it's not really such a go wide deck. It's more of a go tall deck. They do go kind of wide, but it's not Cabaretti wide. Like, I think that deck probably just put in like the new Triome land thing, and that's it. Il Crove? Two Crove? No. Sure. Not again. Not again. White sauce. I'm telling you guys, it's I know CGV just put it out, so it'll pewter off me. Oh, what have I done to deserve this? He definitely had Jawari in hand. He was just dying to Jawari something. Ah, Fairy Vandal. Okay, so it's the... Here comes Rafine. Yep, okay. Here we go. Does he have it? They always have it. Oh, yeah. This is the tempo version. At least it's not control. I don't think we're going to win this one. It's like the perfect 1-2 punch. They've already got exactly what they need. This deck is also so strong, man. I've got this one lined up for tomorrow. This card is really what makes the deck. This is such a strong card, guys. Like, I've got a full play set. Stay tuned. Tomorrow we're gonna have a look at some Obscura shenanigans. Okay. Cheeky bugger. New card, really nice. Really nice, actually. Probably should be playing that a little bit more than I have been. He's definitely got another copy of that Obscura guy in hand. Are you ready to bet? 1, 2, 3, let's go. Either that or another make disappear or whatever. Get stopped! Such a good deck. Such a good deck. Unfortunately, I don't like it. Which means I'm going to have to play it for the next 4 months until the next set comes out. I don't know if you guys know this yet, but it's a bit longer than the usual. I think it's because they're kicking off the 30-year anniversary celebration of the game, which is going to be fantastic. And Dominaria is like one of the first planes ever in the game, so they're kind of returning to Dominaria, and there's obviously going to be a bunch of events and cool stuff going on. I can't wait, but it also means that we are playing this standard for 4 months. So we're probably going to have to jump into some Alchemy or some Explorer when this gets a bit stale further down the line. Depending on what color... Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna... Wait until I have mana open for Boon of Safety before I play my Giada. Because this has plenty of two damage removal. Okay. What? No shock? No... Ah, there it is. Oh, yes. Yes, yes, yes. That's a pain in my butt, for sure. That's a huge problem. Maybe, Raiju? Thundering Raiju? Oh, double play with fire? Get stuffed. Unbelievable. Ah. And we just draw a land. What? What was that? How many more lands do you want to give me, mate? I think that's just game, no? I think so. 9, down to 1. He might even just have a shock in hand or something. Oof. We still lose, but... Hey, wait, we can go... Unfortunately, the Fable of the Mirror Breaker needs to go. Whew. Just gonna let it go to nighttime. And we still lose. Well played. Mono Red doing its thing very efficiently. It's a thing. Okay, so we need to adjust some stuff. I'm losing way too much of the deck. I don't know what to change here. We focus a little less on the Delina. Like that. Sure, let's try that. That was really annoying mono red. It's unbelievable. Just happen to have everything perfectly. This seems pretty fantastic to me. Fading Hope. Fun, fun, fun. Simic Ramp. There we go. Topiary Stomper. Let's try it again.
The entire forest is in army.
Nice. The perfect hand. Like, wow. Unbelievable bullshit.
Destroy the gifts you
What a crock of crap. And we're just flooding. It's the story of my life. Today has been one of those days where I just, for whatever reason, cannot get an win in edgewise. Can you please just stop drawing only gas? Like, what the hell, mate? Jesus Christ. If I draw land, I'm gonna lose my mind. Sure. Woohoo! That's pretty nice.
The heat has become unbearable.
That's very nice. 43 life. Woo, baby! What, Fading Hope? That's not gonna help you. Don't think there's much that can, really. We can cast a Storm the Festival. If only we drew Angelfire Ignition next turn to give the Kiki-Jiki haste. Whoo! Then we'll be talking. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Next turn you can cast these guys again. Yeah. 8 Kiki-Jiki. Eight Goblin Shaman. That's pretty nice. So you can tap down 2 of them per turn. Go for the Storm the Festival, probably. Yeah. Whiff. Of course he got his only flyer in the whole deck. What a jerk. And he's got 2 reach guys with 12 power. Come on. Come on. Give me the gas. Come on, deck. Give me the gas. I'm looking for either like a Showdown of the Skalds. Okay, that's not it. Discard both of these. You should have done it to the Kiki Jiki first. Shooby dooby dooby dooby. 91 life. Well, I mean, we swing with the frickin' 14-14, surely. I mean, the 14-16 or whatever. Okay. This doesn't help. I'm thinking maybe Hexproof is the way to go. There's that Boon of what have you. That might be the way to go about it. Another Storm the Festival, probably. Yeah. Okay. A lot better. Nothing special there, although he is going to get another land. These guys are getting problematic. I can't block them now. But he also can't attack with them, otherwise he dies. So, and I've got 91 life, so I'm not entirely sure what his game plan is here. I mean, eventually, I think we'll just win from him running out of cards. Oh, oh, baby, 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 yes! Non-legendaries. We can't copy Delina. This is gonna be amazing. $139 life. Double Kiki Jikis and Delina. I don't think there's enough coma coils in the sun for this to work out for you, my friend. Maybe he's got that giant that bounces everything back to your hand or whatever, but that isn't really, you know, then I'll just get to redeploy all of my stuff. It's exactly 7 permanents, so I can just keep my entire hand. If he does bounce it, except for, okay. I'd have to discard one. I'll probably discard one of the Kiki Jikis or something. That's nice. Can give everything trample. But what you needed was a Fading Hope for my Delina there, my friend. I think you're screwed. Imagine we top deck the Barbarian Class or whatever. We can fully level it up, or even just to level 2 is all I really care about. You're welcome to go swinging with all your cards here. Could not care less. That will just lose you the game instantly. So, I mean, go for it if you want. I've got 139 life. Could not care less. I knew it. I knew it. It was the only way. Oh my god, can you believe it, guys? Can you believe it, guys? This person. Oh my god. Sure. It's a nice thing about having this really good life buffer now. Good game. Sure. You got rid of your reach. He has to play out the Imris now. Come on, just let me get the combo. The longest game in history. It's kind of the problem with these Simic decks. It's like, and then what? Zero interaction. Like, he's had one fading hope the whole game. Otherwise, it's just a bunch of creatures. I'm like, yeah, sure, but you could have let me attack with Delina. No, you had to just do your whole thing and then concede. What a whatever, man. All right, we've arrived at the 38-minute mark. I think we've got time for one more. Gigoro with some Selesnya shenanigans. Could be just a brutal Cathar right now or a Skyclave apparition. Nailed it. A Seeker's Chariot. Or Foretell Starnheim Unleashed. There is an Alana and Helena partners here, so it might still just be Naya and he hasn't picked up his Cabaretti land or whatever. That's a bit annoying. Although we don't have many treasures. Sure. It's a lot of mana. It's a lot of mana. 6 available. Nothing really. Boring. Christ's sakes. Full on tokens bullshit. Oh, you should be out of your stupid friggin' Skyclave apparitions at this point, surely. Oh my god, mate. Oh my god. Get stuffed, you freaking moron.
Now you've done it.
I cannot anymore, man.
I have got new.
It has been the one of those days, like really bad. Just terrible, terrible day of Magic. I'm gonna call it a night. Ending on a defeat, the way I don't like, but we have arrived at the 45-minute mark. I think the win rate there was pretty horrid. What do we think? I actually got into Diamond with this deck. Like, I don't know why it's going so badly now. I guess the people in Diamond are a little bit better. A lot more control than I was used to. I don't know what to say. I think it's, yeah, just is what it is. Maybe just a couple of bad, unlucky matchups, but the deck is pretty solid. There's a really good combo potential going on with all the various copiers for the Angels. I think it's a sweet-ass idea. Just needs a bit of work. I'm going to keep at it and maybe come at you guys with a version 2 tomorrow. But that's going to be it for this video. Thank you all so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I will see you all tomorrow with some fresh brews. And until then, this is Lone Fox from the BrewLab, signing out. Peace, y'all.